So here we have a layout of a quick idea of how to analyze this visualization. So what the RISE framework does is it presents a scatter plot with, like I said, resource usage on the x-axis and grade on the assessments associated with that resource on the y-axis. This scatter plot is broken into 4 different quadrants, and it's using the mean of each variable being, of its origin, and to find sources that are candidates for improvement. That's what we're looking for here. This is all to analyze the number of activities and content in your course to find out what may or may not be where you want to spend your time on improvement. And so resources that reside in each of the quadrants can be analyzed for more improvement efforts. And so if students looked at the content but still did poorly on the test questions, then there's further analysis that needs to be done from this. So things that are listed up in this quadrant are pretty effective. So these are resources that students have engaged with, and as a result, on those outcomes, have done well on the assessment items in the high stakes assessment, that they've done well on that compared to the ones in this lower right quadrant, which there's some ideas here about why they might be listed there. So these are resources that had high engagement. So the students used those formative assessments in this case of using OLI data. They used those formative assessments, but they still did poorly on the high stakes assessments that were measuring the same outcome. So you can imagine that's probably where you want to spend most of your time, or resources that are listed in this type of quadrant, because they have high engagement, but they're not contributing to student mastery. And then, of course, these other 2 quadrants are, the top left could mean that they have, so students are not engaging with those activities as much, but they could contribute to their high stakes assessment results. And so it could be that students already had that prior knowledge and skipped over those activities. They could have been, they look too easy, but you probably want to take a closer look at those and find out why that might be happening. Because of course you don't want to put activities, take the time to develop and design good activities and good resources that students just aren't using for some reason. And then with these activities or these learning resources, there's low engagement, and it doesn't seem like they're really digging in and using those, and they're not really contributing to student mastery. So again, it's a way of taking a whole bunch of stuff you might have in an online course, or scores and engagement data that you have, and really just organizing it into a way that will allow you to start to figure out why those resources are having a particular impact on student mastery.